Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Welcome back to our channel. After a comprehensive overview about the initial 23 types of angels created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are now moving towards Angel Hafaza, the guardian angels, protectors from conception to Qiyamah, from the moment of conception. Human beings are surrounded by forces seen and unseen. The Angel Hafaza are a special class of angels in Islam who have been entrusted by Allah to guard, protect and record the deeds of human beings. These are known as Al-Ḥafaza, the guardian angels. The name Hafaza comes from the Arabic root Hafaza, which means to guard, preserve or protect. These angels are responsible for ensuring that the actions of human beings are meticulously recorded and for protecting individuals from harm unless otherwise decreed by Allah. These are the beings of unfathomable might, created from the most luminous light, called Nur Muhammadi, meaning the divine light of Prophet Muhammad. These angels are assigned to every human being, shielding them from harmful influences, particularly from jinn, shaitan, and other spiritual or physical dangers. Their role begins in the womb, continues throughout life, and is only relinquished when death arrives, at which point angels of death and others take over. The Hafaza angels work in coordination with other groups of angels, like the Mu'aqibat, the angels that protect and follow each person throughout the day and night, where we will discuss the angel Mu'aqibat in our next video, and the Kiram al-Katibin, the noble scribes who record deeds, who have been discussed in part 9 of our Angelic series. If you haven't watched it yet, please do. The roles of these angels are interconnected, as all of them work under the command of Allah to maintain justice and to protect the believers. Before going further, a quick update: all our videos are available in both English and Urdu languages on our YouTube channel. You can find them by navigating to our playlists, where all our videos are available for your convenience. Now let's continue. Detailed description of Hafaza. Positioning: front and back angels guard against obvious dangers. Right and left angels protect against subtler, unseen influences, including whispers of shaitan. Some scholars say upper angels shield from spiritual harm and descent of evil, while lower angels protect from physical hazards. Their appearance: while unseen to ordinary humans, reports from Aliyah and prophets describe them as shimmering forms of light, often humanoid but without distinct earthly features. They carry swords or spears of divine energy to repel spiritual harm. Their duration of duty: from womb to grave, these angels are assigned to protect. They remain until death, at which point they retreat, and angels of death and grave take over. In our previous videos, we also explored the verse on how Allah created every living thing from water, the creation of the waters above the dome and below the flat earth, firmament dome above the flat earth, actual shape of the earth according to the Qur'an and Islamic cosmology, primordial waters of the heavens, the Kursi meaning the footstool of Allah, the Arsh meaning the throne of Allah, Lar Mahfuz, the sacred tablet, the pen meaning Al-Kalam, why Allah created the universe, the first creation of Allah, the 7 portals and dimensions of the universe, and discussed where Allah was before He created the universe. If you haven't watched them yet, please do. Now let's continue. Qur'an mentions the Hafaza angels are mentioned in several places in the Qur'an, emphasizing their role in guarding humans and recording their deeds. The most famous and clear reference is in Surah Ar-Ra'd in verses 4 and 5. For him, the human, are angels in succession before and behind him. They guard him by the command of Allah. In this verse, Allah mentions that the Hafaza angels are assigned to protect every individual from harm and record all of their actions, whether good or bad. In Surah Ar-Ra'd verse 11, For each one are successive angels before and behind him who guard him by the decree of Allah. This verse establishes the existence of angels who encircle every person, guarding from front and back. Scholars interpret before and behind as protection from dangers that can attack from all directions, both physical and spiritual. In Surah Al-An'am, verse 61, He sends over you guardians Hafaza, until, when death comes to one of you, our messengers take him and they never fail. This shows that the angel's role is temporary, up to the decree of Allah. They act as intermediaries in divine protection, stepping aside only when Allah decrees otherwise. In Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 43, He it is who sends blessings upon you as do His angels. Although general, this verse suggests angels are intimately involved in supporting and shielding the faithful. The Qur'an thus presents layers of angelic guardianship, particularly the Hafaza assigned from before birth. Hadith mentions in Sahih al-Bukhari 6594 and Sahih Muslim 2643, narrated by Abdullah bin Mas'ud, the Prophet said, At 120 days, Allah sends an angel to write 4 things for the fetus: his provision, lifespan, deeds, and whether he will be wretched or blessed. At the same time, guardian angels protect him until birth. This clearly shows the dual role of protection and record-keeping. One angel writes, others guard. In Sahih al-Bukhari 555, Sahih Muslim 632, Abu Huraira reported, For every person, angels take turns by night and by day, and they assemble at the Fajr and Asr prayers. Guardian angels are not passive. They are active, rotating guardians, constantly shielding humans from harm. In Sahih Muslim 781, the Prophet said, An angel stays with you, and a devil stays with you, and each one influences you. Here, the Hafaza act as protectors from harmful spiritual forces, particularly when a person is asleep, in prayer, or in vulnerable states. The guardians of the believer. One of the key functions of the Hafaza angels is to protect the human being from harm. However, this protection is only within the boundaries of Allah's will. Their role is not to prevent all harm, but to prevent harm that Allah has not decreed and to safeguard the believer from sudden dangers. The Prophet Muhammad explained the protection offered by the Hafaza angels in Sahih al-Bukhari. There is no servant of Allah who has 2 angels guarding him except that they will protect him from death until the time that has been decreed for him. This hadith highlights that while the Hafaza angels protect individuals, they can only do so according to the will and decree of Allah. In addition to this, the Hafaza angels have no power over Allah's final decree. They simply carry out their duties by His command. This reinforces the concept that divine protection and mercy are within Allah's control, their shifts and their constant presence. The Hafaza angels take turns protecting individuals and recording deeds. This is reflected in the hadith of Sahih al-Bukhari. The angels take turns in you by night and day, and they gather for the Fajr and Asr prayers. Then those who have spent the night with you ascend, and Allah asks them, although He knows best, How did you leave my servants? They reply, We left them while they were praying, and we came to them while they were praying. This shows that the Hafaza angels are always in motion, either protecting or recording, and are constantly present around the individual, overseeing their actions. Their role in protection from shaitan. The Hafaza angels also serve a protective role from the evil whispers of shaitan, meaning Satan. Allah has commanded the angels to shield the believers from harmful jinn and shaitan, ensuring that the individual remains on the straight path unless they are tested or tried by Allah. The Prophet said in Sahih Muslim, The devil has an effect on the son of Adam, and so do the angels. When the devil touches a person, he whispers to him to do evil. When an angel touches him, he inspires him to do good. The Hafaza angels help guide the believer and keep them away from harmful influences. How many Hafaza are assigned? Classical scholars give varying numbers. Hazrat Qatada says minimum 4 angels per person, guarding from front, back, right and left. Hazrat Ibn Abbas says total of 10 angels, including 2 recording angels, 4 guardian angels, 1 angel inspiring good, and 3 others assigned by rotation. Imam al-Suyuti confirms the Quranic minimum is 4, but other angels may be added depending on divine decree. These angels rotate, but there is always constant coverage. Even while one rests, others continue protection. Functions of the 4 guardian angels meaning Al-Ḥafaza. 1. The angel in front called Al-Malaika Al-Amami. The angel in front protects the believer from immediate and visible dangers. This includes physical harm from accidents or attacks, harm from jinn or evil whispers attempting to mislead the believer. In the womb, this angel guards the fetus from any harmful entities approaching from the front, representing the first line of spiritual and physical protection. For Prophet Muhammad, this angel shielded him from attempts of physical harm, such as enemies plotting against him in Mecca. For Prophet Musa, this angel guarded the path ahead as he traveled, ensuring protection from unseen threats during the Exodus. In Tasawwuf, symbolizes foresight, vigilance, and initiative in spiritual life. This angel in Tasawwuf and Tariqat represents the believer's conscious awareness of future trials, the proactive nature of dhikr and obedience to Allah. Hazrat Ibn Arabi interprets this angel as the manifestation of inner intuition, meaning Al-Fuad Al-Basir, that guides the heart toward divine light. Protection through dhikr and acts. Recitation of Ayat al-Kursi and Surah Al-Falaq fortifies the front shield. Morning and evening dua has helped maintain alertness of this angel. Walking with mindfulness and intention strengthens its presence. Every conscious act of obedience aligns with its vigilance. 2. The angel behind called Al-Malaika Al-Khalfi guards the believer from dangers from the unseen past or consequences of previous actions. In the womb, protects from retrograde forces of jinn or any spiritual attack coming from behind. Keeps the believer safe from traps, past sins, consequences, and spiritual ambushes. For Sayyida Maryam, this angel shielded her from slander and unseen forces surrounding her, especially as she carried Prophet Isa in the womb. For ordinary believers, it ensures that traps, conspiracies, and hidden attacks do not harm them physically or spiritually. In Tasawwuf and Tariqat, this angel represents divine grace protecting past vulnerabilities. Hazrat Shams Tabriz emphasizes that the back angel symbolizes the heart's refuge from regret and hidden weaknesses, allowing the seeker to move forward spiritually without being crushed by past shortcomings. Protection through dhikr and acts. Reciting Surah Al-Ikhlas and maintaining sincerity in worship strengthens this angel. Seeking forgiveness, meaning istighfar daily, allows this angel to protect from consequences of previous misdeeds. Charity, humility, and refraining from envy fortify the protection from unseen spiritual attacks. 3. The angel on the right, called Al-Malaika Al-Yamini, guards the right side, which is traditionally linked to goodness, obedience, and guidance. Protects against direct temptations and subtle misguidance. In the womb, ensures the fetus develops in safety and that spiritual purity and divine guidance are protected. With Prophet Muhammad, the right side angel shielded him during times of trial, like receiving revelations or traveling through dangerous terrains. With believers, it inspires righteous actions and divine intuition, a subtle angelic whisper guiding toward Allah's pleasure. In Tasawwuf and Tariqat, this angel symbolizes the path of light, meaning Siraj al-Qalb, and guidance towards spiritual ascent. Maulana Rumi describes this angel as the invisible companion walking alongside the seeker, echoing divine commands in the heart, encouraging dhikr, meditation and virtuous action. Hazrat Ibn Arabi, the right side angel, embodies inner guidance aligned with divine will, the hidden light that shows the correct path in moral and spiritual decisions. Protection through dhikr and acts. Regular recitation of Surah Al-Falaq, Al-Nas and Ayat Al-Kursi protects from subtle harm. Conscious breath. Dhikr enhances alignment with this angel. Acts like humility, avoiding arrogance, honesty and patience fortify the right side angel's role. 4. The angel on the left, called Al-Malaika Al-Shimali, guards the left side, traditionally linked to trials, misguidance and hidden spiritual attacks, protects the believer from unseen temptations, envy, jealousy and internal whispers of shaitan. In the womb, shields from negative spiritual influences, keeping the fetus protected in subtle ways. With Prophet Isa, this angel protected against the harm of those plotting to mislead or harm him before birth. For ordinary believers, this angel helps maintain inner purity, shielding them from internal doubts and temptations. In Tasawwuf and Tariqat, this angel symbolizes spiritual vigilance, moral integrity, and resistance to internal corruption. Hazrat Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani teaches that the left angel reminds the seeker that temptations are constant and protection requires dhikr, humility, and divine remembrance. Hazrat Ibn Arabi and Maulana Rumi describe this angel as the watcher against the unseen evils of the soul, guarding the heart's sacred chamber. Protection through dhikr and acts. Daily recitation of Surah Al-Falaq and An-Nas, especially in morning and evening, strengthens the left guardian. Avoiding arrogance, pride, envy and slander ensures this angel's presence remains strong. Charity, patience and continual remembrance of Allah amplify its protective role. Role of Hafaza angels with prophets. With Prophet Adam, angels guarded him from unseen jinn while he lived on earth. With Prophet Musa, protected as a baby floating in the Nile and throughout his life. With Sayyida Maryam, angels guarded her in the temple, shielding her womb and body from harm. With Prophet Muhammad, angels guarded him in the cave of Thor during Hijrah, especially spiderweb and dove incident, and during his youth from poisoning attempts. Key point is prophets had special angelic coverage with multiple layers of guardianship, demonstrating the supreme role of Hafaza. Possibility of seeing the Hafaza angels. In dreams, Awliya report seeing guardian angels as bright protective beings in dreams. In Kashf, meaning spiritual unveiling, saints like Hazrat Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani describe seeing layers of Hafaza surrounding believers, resembling a luminous sphere around the body. In real life, ordinary humans rarely perceive them. Only through spiritual purification, constant dhikr, and guidance of a murshid can glimpses occur. In physical symbols, a sudden warmth, light, or a feeling of protection during dua or prayer can indicate angelic presence. Tasawwufi symbolism. The Hafaza angels represent divine mercy enveloping the soul, forming invisible veils of light around the believer. They are metaphors for zikr as layers of remembrance that shield the heart. Sabr, meaning patience, as spiritual endurance makes one's soul resilient against shaitan. Taqwa, meaning God consciousness, as the ultimate shield against misguidance. Hazrat bin Arabi writes, "The guardian angels are like rivers of light. Those who are immersed in remembrance draw from them constantly, sustaining their Siraj al-Qalb." Commentary of Tasawwufi and Tariqat masters Hazrat Imam al-Ghazali saw Hafaza as safeguards for the heart and body linked to spiritual and ethical purification, advised constant dhikr charitable acts and seeking guidance of the Murshid to remain under their protection. Hazrat Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani describes seeing the angels as circling luminescent beings, repelling unseen harm during dhikr gatherings. Teaching, keep your heart clean, angels do not dwell where sin and arrogance reside. Hazrat Rumi, symbolic view, guardian angels are friends of the soul, surrounding it with love and vigilance. Saw them as a mirror of divine protection, reflecting the unseen mercy of Allah. Hazrat Ibn Arabi, the angels are manifestations of divine decree, sustaining humans in life's journey. Their presence teaches the seeker that nothing happens without Allah's command and His angelic enforcers. Role of Hafaza in the grave. When a person passes from this world, the Hafaza, the guardian angels who protected them throughout life, continue their role in a new form. As the body is lowered into the grave and the soul transitions into the barzakh, the intermediary state between death and resurrection, these angels remain with the believer to shield them from spiritual harm and assist the soul in its early journey. The Qur'an and Hadith imply that angels guard the grave, questioning the deceased and protecting them from torment. While the most known angels in the grave are angels Munkar and Nakir, the Hafaza's presence ensures that the believer's soul remains under divine protection, especially for those whose lives were marked by obedience, dhikr, and righteousness. Their role can be compared to a spiritual buffer, softening the impact of the grave's questioning and warding off the whispers or subtle assaults of shaitan, who attempts to terrify or mislead the soul. Tasawwufi masters interpret this as the continuation of divine mercy through angelic guardianship, showing that protection is not limited to physical life. The soul, though separated from the body, is still embraced by these protective lights, allowing for peace and security. Role in barzakh, the intermediary state. The barzakh is the period between death and resurrection. Here the soul exists in a state that is neither entirely physical nor entirely spiritual, and angels continue their oversight. The Hafaza angels escort the soul through the barzakh, ensuring it is shielded from harmful spiritual entities and prepared for the eventual judgment. In the Tasawwufi perspective, this stage is a spiritual purification zone where the soul's past actions are reflected upon. The angels reaffirm divine mercy, rewarding the obedience of the believer and shielding them from regrets, fears, and torment. This role is especially vital for those who maintained a life of dhikr, remembrance, and devotion, as the Hafaza angels act as intermediaries between the mercy of Allah and the awaiting soul, guiding it toward comfort and light. In classical tafsir, some scholars note that the brightness or darkness experienced in the barzakh depends in part on the protection and presence of these guardian angels, reinforcing the importance of righteous life and spiritual cultivation. Role on Qiyamah, on the Day of Judgment, the Hafaza angels will testify to the deeds of the individual. Every act, whether good or bad, will be brought before Allah. The deeds recorded by the Hafaza angels will form the basis of the person's judgment. The Prophet Muhammad said, as recorded in Sahih Muslim, "The son of Adam will be shown his deeds on the Day of Judgment. If they are good, he will be pleased, and if they are bad, he will be regretful." The role of the Hafaza angels in the hereafter is to present an accurate record of a person's life, ensuring justice in the final judgment. On the day of Qiyamah, the Hafaza transition from protective guardians to witnesses of the human life they oversaw. They are tasked with testifying before Allah about the obedience, protection, and guidance they facilitated throughout a person's life. The Qur'an emphasizes that angels are both protectors and recorders, and while Raqīb and ʿAtīd formally document deeds, The Hafaza affirmed the truth of a believer's sincere efforts in the face of trials, temptations, and unseen challenges. Tasawwufi interpretation suggests that the more attuned a person was to dhikr, divine remembrance, and moral rectitude, the closer these angels appeared to bear witness favorably, almost like a radiant shield converting a lifetime of guidance into spiritual merit. For the sinful or negligent, the Hafaza may also act as a mirror of conscience, testifying to the divine justice of what was neglected or rejected, highlighting the gravity of human free will. In essence, their role on Qiyamah connects earthly protection with ultimate accountability, showing a continuum from the womb, through life, the grave, barzakh, and finally resurrection. Protection and awareness through a murshid connects seeker to divine protection through spiritual exercises and constant breath-focused dhikr. Murshid awakens awareness of Hafaza presence, allowing a sense of inner security. A murshid awakens the seeker to the reality that every breath is a form shaped by zikr. By teaching breath zikr, the murshid transforms the human into a being of continuous remembrance, surpassing angels. A Kamil murshid, meaning a perfect spiritual guide, is considered in Tasawwuf the inheritor of the Prophet, guiding seekers on the path from clay, meaning nafs, to light, meaning ruh. The Kamil murshid helps awaken this nafas, al-Rahman, meaning breath of the All-Merciful, within the disciple. Also as stated in Surah Kaf, verse 17, whoever Allah guides is truly guided, but whoever He leaves to stray, you will never find for them a murshid, meaning a spiritual guide. Angels are always in dhikr, but their dhikr is fixed and limited to the forms Allah gave them. Man, however, through guidance of a murshid, can transform his every breath into dhikr, making his remembrance continuous like angels, and even higher because it comes through free will. In tariqat, the murshid teaches habs al-nafas, meaning watching the breath, and zikr khafi, meaning silent dhikr. Every inhalation and every exhalation affirms Allah and He alone. This makes the seeker live in the constant rhythm of divine presence. Through Qur'an, recitation of Ayat al-Kursi daily and at night, surahs like Al-Falaq, An-Nas, Al-Ikhlas, and last two verses of Al-Baqarah. Dua. Bismillah alladhi la yaduru ma'asmihi shay'un fid ardi wala fis sama. Said for protection from all harm. Morning and evening prayers include invoking protection. Acts to avoid: arrogance, pride, backbiting, and persistent sin weaken angelic guardianship. The more one distances from sins, the stronger the Hafaza's shield becomes. Practical lessons: begin protection early, teach children dhikr and Qur'an from birth. Angels are most receptive to pure hearts. Constant dhikr, even a simple breath-bound dhikr, aligns with angelic guardians. Righteous company: the angels follow those in pious company more closely. Sins reduce shielding, guard against neglecting the heart. Hafaza cannot intervene if you choose evil knowingly. Arrogance or consistent sinful behavior weakens all four angels. Alignment of actions: the front angel aligns with conscious vigilance, the back with remembrance and forgiveness, the right with obedience and good deeds, the left with resisting internal temptations. Murshid guidance: a Kamil murshid helps a seeker connect consciously with the Hafaza, making the protection visible in inner spiritual perception, kashaf. Daily routine: morning and evening recitations of Quranic verses and supplications maintain continuous protection. So, dear viewers, the Hafaza angels are not just protectors of the body or the womb, they are guardians of the soul, guides of the heart, and witnesses to human conduct. Their presence embodies Allah's mercy, constantly surrounding each person with layers of divine light, invisible protection, and spiritual support. From the moment of conception, when they shield the fetus from harm and jinn, to childhood and adulthood, when they guard against physical, emotional, and spiritual perils. The Hafaza angels are ever vigilant. Even in sleep, they maintain protection, and in moments of dhikr, prayer, or righteous action, their influence strengthens, creating a spiritual shield around the heart and body. The four guardian angels, front, back, right, and left, form a complete spiritual shield. They operate simultaneously. Front protects from immediate dangers and external trials. Back shields from consequences of the past and hidden harm. Right guides toward good and righteous action. Left guards against internal evil, temptations, and spiritual corrosion. Their presence demonstrates Allah's mercy, omnipresence, and meticulous care over every human being. Through dhikr, recitation of key Quranic verses, ethical conduct, and guidance from a murshid, believers can maximize this protection. Tasawwufi masters emphasize that conscious engagement with these angels elevates the human soul above mere passive existence, aligning it with divine light, transforming life into a continuous journey of spiritual awareness, vigilance, and protection. The Qur'an and Hadith affirm their existence and functions, while Sufi masters offer a deeper symbolic and spiritual understanding, seeing the Hafaza angels as mirrors of divine mercy, channels of illumination, and guides for seekers on the path of closeness to Allah. Saints like Hazrat Ibn Arabi, Hazrat Maulana Rumi, Hazrat Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, and Hazrat Imam Al-Ghazali emphasize that recognizing, respecting, and aligning oneself with these angels through dhikr, guidance from a murshid, and righteous action amplifies their protection. Moreover, the Hafaza angels are intricately linked to the cosmic network of angels, including the angels Raqīb and ʿAtīd, and those managing provision and lifespan, illustrating that every aspect of life, from birth to death, is under Allah's meticulous guardianship. While the Hafaza's protection is continuous, human beings must actively maintain righteousness, humility, and remembrance of Allah to benefit fully from this divine shield. Sins, arrogance, and neglect weaken this protection, while acts like regular dhikr, recitation of key Quranic verses, prayer, and obedience to Allah strengthen it, ensuring that the angelic guardianship becomes a source of peace, light, and ultimate salvation. In essence, the Hafazas serve as a bridge between the unseen and the seen, a reminder of Allah's omnipresence and mercy, and a call for humans to live consciously, righteously, and with awareness of the divine guardianship surrounding them at all times. Their study and acknowledgement provide spiritual solace, ethical guidance, and a pathway to divine proximity, making them among the most profound and essential aspects of Islamic angelology. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoy this content and find it beneficial, we kindly ask you to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more authentic faith-strengthening content. And let's continue this journey of knowledge together. Insha'Allah, see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.